take a few minutes. All right, we should be live on air right now. Thanks everybody for tuning in. My name is Tyler Dupree, and this is the People Cooler Than Me show. I am in sunny San Diego. A little bit of a change of scene. I normally live in the Midwest, so I don't get to see this beautiful weather all the time. So this is really exciting. So I definitely had to take this episode outside with the palm trees and the sun. So I hope you're enjoying it, everyone. I am really, really excited for today's episode. It has been 2 weeks since we had our last episode. And I don't know about you, but that is way too long. We have been trying to get this person on the show, and all my fault. We had some scheduling issues, but I am so happy. We have kimmieBiz from Instagram, who's on the show. You might see her in the corner there doing some sign language, which is exactly the kind of thing that got my attention, that said I have to have her on the show. Kimmie's an entrepreneur, first of all, a young entrepreneur who also does, I would call them motivational videos, but we'll see what she has to say about that. And talks about running a business, a lot of the practical parts of running a business, and does it all while signing so that it can be accessible to the deaf community. So we're going to get started talking about that. Kimmie, welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you here. So we got connected, I think, from the first episode. I saw your Instagram profile and started watching those videos where you were doing a lot of the signing. Can you talk a little bit about where you are today, what it is that you do, how you got started with your Instagram profile, and what can people expect when they check you out on Instagram?
Okay, well, like you said, I'm an entrepreneur, a business owner. I have a snack food manufacturing company, and it's pretty much my entire life. I've been told that I should get a hobby, do stuff other than working. So naturally, I started an Instagram about working, kind of cheating, but it works. And
Cool.
I just talk about being a business owner, what I've learned, what I'm doing, and I sign in them.
Okay, so all right, so yeah, you're running a company. You said it was a bit of an established company that you took over, but at such a young age, in your early 20s, I believe, running a company like that. How did you decide? You're doing this Instagram social platform for fun on the side. So how what is it that made you want to say, okay, first of all, I'm going to be putting advice out there, and then second of all, how did you start signing? Why did you start signing?
Okay, as a business owner and a young one, there's not a lot of business TV. I've noticed there's some social media, some interviews on Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that. But I found it's a lot of people who've already made it. They're already successful. So they're talking about what they did in the past that doesn't work anymore, or everyone's doing now. And no one was really discussing what they're doing currently. And since I craved it, I thought I better make it. And I signed because my sister partner is deaf. So I grew up with sign language.
Okay, cool. And so obviously you wanted it to be accessible to the deaf community as well, which is really cool and really original, I think. Do you think that that's something that will separate you from other people putting similar content out there on Instagram? Have you gotten feedback like that?
Yes, I definitely think that it's separating me, because there's a lot of people trying to be, what do they call it, influencers, trying to get a following, trying to promote or advertise their business.
Starting a
And
dumb YouTube show when they don't know what they're doing.
yes, well, yes, there's a lot of people who want to make and produce things. And so with so much on the internet today, to have something that's different, definitely I think separates you and makes people remember you easier and better. And I've gotten a lot of great responses. I've gotten people who say that they're trying to learn sign language from my videos, and that it's cool that the deaf community can watch it and it's accessible. And it's just been a really fun, special part of my videos that's important to me personally. So it's cool that people have responded to it positively too.
That's awesome. Well, I think it's awesome. And the other thing that I want to talk about, let's transition and let's just talk about being an entrepreneur at a young age. First of all, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking that question, I ask rude questions a lot, by the way. So I apologize. But how old are you? And when did you take over the business? And what was that like? Explain whatever you want to talk about as far as the very beginning of this, you taking over this this business, and what has that been like?
I'm 24 recently. I turned 24 in February. And it's a family business. My mom started it in our basement with my dad as her partner and support system. And she passed away 4 years ago. So my older sister, who was already more active in the business and working with my mom, she mostly was running it because I was in college at the time. So I joined to help my sister out and made more and more of a position for myself. I realized I like being an entrepreneur. I like running a business. I like fixing problems. And my sister enjoys and is really good at the day-to-day stuff. So it was just a natural partnership that grew over time that I didn't expect. When my mom used to say, you know, you always have the family business to work in, I'd say, okay, Mom, no. But it's been really enjoyable. I've loved it. Really stressful, but being my own boss and working with my sister and other family that are still in it, supporting and helping and involved, it's been really, really fun, especially since we make snack foods. It doesn't get better than that.
Okay. Did you want to, have you always wanted to be an entrepreneur?
I've always been an entrepreneur, but I didn't realize it. By the time I graduated high school, I'd had 5 successful business experiences of my own, but I went to college for psychology and got a degree in psychology. But I always knew that I wanted to work for myself and do things differently, and that an office life or the usual 9 to 5 wouldn't work for me.
Okay, cool. So what would be your advice for a 20-year-old, anyone in their 20s or 30s starting out running a business?
Definitely have a clear idea of what you want to do, what you want your business to do and be and sell, provide, and make specific plans to do that, so that you're not just going with you have to be able to adjust as needed, but you need to be active and leading yourself, especially when you have nobody to do it for you. And also for young entrepreneurs, know the realistic side of it. I have a video where I discuss that a lot of the entrepreneur, business owner hashtags on Instagram, it's a lot of boats and huge houses and money and hot girls. And I'm sure it's like that for some people, but for a lot of businesses, especially in the beginning, it's hard and stressful and frustrating. And if you don't expect that, it makes it even worse, I think.
Okay, so you really want them to focus on being practical, right? And is hard work important to you? And is that a huge part of what's made your business successful?
Oh, yes. Like I said, there are some lucky people who just hit the market and get really successful really big. But I think that's like with videos on Instagram or YouTube. Some will go viral, some will be very successful. Most of them take really, really hard work and a really, really long time. And especially if you're in your 20s or 30s, you have time. So you need to be patient and just work really, really hard for sure, like you said.
Cool. Okay, so with this Instagram channel, how many videos have you done so far? Do you know?
I can look.
Yeah, let's count. Let's take the time to count it.
Okay. I have 74 posts on my page, but some of them are pictures. In the beginning, I was doing copy videos where I had one just speaking and one signing. But recently I realized it's better, more inclusive to do just one video. So probably I have 30 pieces of different information or things that I've said or come up with or thought of.
Okay, cool. So what have you learned, not specifically with the signing, but just with consistently posting content on Instagram? What has been something that you learned about yourself or about the process of putting out content regularly? Is there anything that you can tell other 20-year-olds who are looking to start building their platform? How can they post consistently? What advice would you give to someone who's really on the first video?
Similarly to a business, I think I treat my page like a business where I plan out what I'm going to do. They're really short videos, like a minute, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes if I have them broken up into multiple videos. But even with that, I plan what I'm doing. I've researched the tags that are the best, most applicable, not the ones that necessarily get the most views, but that are the most applicable. And I go to other people's pages that are using the same hashtags and I interact with them, because it's important to know what the people you're trying to contact are doing and looking for and wanting. And I've definitely noticed that when I post, I get more followers, more interaction. And when I started, I wanted to do a video every day. It doesn't happen. I've adjusted my expectations of myself because I was thinking that just a 1-minute video would be quick and easy to do, but I'm taking it more seriously, so it takes me more time. And so just like with a business, know what you're doing, plan what you're doing, take it seriously. And I think that takes work and time and research to do.
Okay, awesome. People can probably hear the trains and the motorcycles in the background, so lots of background noise going on here. But I think so you talked about, before we got on, you talked about how you like to keep your Instagram platform separate from your business. And can you talk about that strategy and why you want to keep those two things separate? What is it about your platform that makes it something that you want to keep separate?
Well, biggest reason I'd have to say is I want to be able to talk openly and honestly. I want to say if I made a huge mistake or I'm really unhappy with something or I'm frustrated or stressed. And since we have an established business, I don't know how customers viewing that would see that because we're mostly bulk and wholesale. We have bigger customers that are business to business. And while I think that on the social media, it's a personal thing that people appreciate and respect and understand the struggles of a business, customers don't want to see struggles. And so I'm trying to keep them separate. I also haven't really told friends or family about my page because as I'm learning about what I want to put out there and how to do things, I want to make sure the responses I'm getting are from people who don't know me and don't like me, don't have any reason to tell me I'm doing well or they like it when if I'm making mistakes or not doing good things. So I'm kind of doing market testing that way too.
I take the same approach when it comes to my business ideas as well as this channel is I try to really keep as many family and friends or people who would be in that category from seeing it or they know about it and they find out, but it's not because I want to exclude anybody or that I'm embarrassed about it, but I like the idea of getting raw feedback from people who don't know me from anywhere else. And so I think I'm tracking with you on that. And I am curious though, because you're taking a very interesting approach. You're putting really what I think is really great content out there. But from what I can tell, it doesn't seem like you're really getting anything out of it because you're not using it to specifically promote your business. And so I started, this channel for fun, but at the same time, it's a channel for entrepreneurs mostly. And I build websites in my spare time. And so, and a lot of those websites are for small business owners and entrepreneurs. So everyone following this channel who isn't a family friend or coworker or acquaintance is typically an entrepreneur who might be a potential customer. And so I'm laying the cards out on the table. That's part of what I see in the future as this platform starts to build. I could see that really helping my web design business. And so far, this is actually the first time I think I've talked about on this platform. But in the back of my head, I always knew that if this platform grew, and I don't know that it will, but I'm really excited about the feedback we've gotten so far. But if it grew, I knew that I could use it to eventually promote my web design business or any other projects that I'm working on, maybe even with my full-time job. So my question to you is, what are you getting out of this?
Well, I'm really enjoying just talking with other entrepreneurs and business owners. Like I said earlier, I'm craving people who are doing it right now. I love discussing business and I love my friends so much, but I feel like I bore them sometimes talking about business. I can see their eyes go like out. And so it's good because it's a way to disconnect from my business. I'm not working all the time, but I'm still thinking about work. I'm still being productive in a way. I'm able to discuss what I enjoy. I'm able to make connections with other people. And I've gotten really great direct messages and posts. I love when people respond to the post or they message me. I'm not selling to them, to those people, because I have a separate business that it's not the same audience, but it's more of a hobby than a business for me. I'm really enjoying learning and talking with people. And if my page does grow and one day I'm an influencer or whatever, it's such a weird word to me. But if I get to that, I know that other companies will do advertisements for sponsor or whatever, and I'll get more of a business to business that way. I don't want to make money off the people I'm interacting with directly, but I'm still benefiting from them for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I kind of thought that would be your answer, but I think it's really cool that you're doing something fun and, building a platform. I guess that's the message I'm trying to get to, is that, building a platform on your Instagram page or Facebook page, just by doing something that you enjoy and something that you're good at, maybe something unique like doing sign language that no one else knows how to do, or I shouldn't say no one, obviously, but that is something that's rare and interesting, can have benefits that you don't even think about. And so, or benefits that aren't direct. And so I think that's a really good message that you're putting out there, is everybody, it's sort of the concept of this show. Everybody has something they're passionate about. Everybody has something that they do that is really cool, and they might not think about it. And so everyone watching this should think of something that they do. And if they don't already have a platform they're building, maybe that's something they should think about is, if your hobby is woodworking, then start a woodworking series on Instagram or Facebook, and do live broadcasts on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube about your process of building the new cool thing. So I just think that people underestimate how cool they really are, or the passions that they have, and how interesting other people would find it. And so I think that's a really great message that you're sharing there. Now, where can people find you? I'm assuming that you, I think we have to get your Instagram handles so that people can check it out and see what you're doing. It's at kimmieBiz, right? Could you spell that for us?
Yes, KIMMIEBIZ. I spell my name weird, and then it's biz. So at KIMMIEBIZ.
Okay, cool. Are there any other channels that you want people to check out?
I also have Twitter, which is also kimmieBiz. And I started a Gmail that's separate from my work email. kimmieBiz1@gmail.com. I definitely use Instagram the most, but if people want to contact me, they can do it on Twitter or through Gmail. It might take a little longer for me to see it and respond. But like I said, I started my page because I want to talk with entrepreneurs, business owners, people who are starting or doing it. So I'd love to discuss anything with anyone.
Is there anything that you were hoping to talk about, or a message that you'd like to get out there that I didn't ask you about or didn't bring up?
I think you covered it pretty well. I can't think of anything. Probably it'd be good to talk about my daily routine or daily. I think that similarly to people seeing boats and houses and money, people assume that if you're your own boss, you're in control. And yes, I make my own hours, but pretty much they're all of the hours. I work all the time because there's a lot of stress with not having a boss to tell you what to do and when to do it. I work from home, which is awesome, but it's also difficult to transition from comfortable area to working area. I have my cat who has scratched the hell out of my chair. And there's a lot of,
yes.
and there's just a lot of unexpected. The more that I learn and the more that I get comfortable, the more problems that come up that have to be fixed, the more things that I didn't expect come up. And so, I don't know. I don't know how to put that into a good, complete thought, but just there's a lot that goes into being a business owner. And even if you work from home or work for yourself or on and on, it's a lot.
On average, how many hours a day would you say that you work?
All of them. On average, all of them. I wake up and the first thing I do in bed is I check my emails on my phone. I get up, I go into my office, I work. That's one of the reasons I started the Instagram, is so I don't work all the time. Now that we are more successful and established, I don't have to work all the time, but I'm a stressful person. I feel like if I'm not working, I'm missing something, or I'm behind on something, or I should be doing something. So on average, I seriously work all the time.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I want to let you get back to work because I fully support that. So thank you again for taking the time for talking to us today and imparting your entrepreneurial wisdom. That hopefully that was not too hard to translate. And again, thank you for your time and thanks for being on the show. After talking to you about your long work days, your sign language videos, which are incredible, and yet you're just doing them on the side for fun. Obviously you are cooler than me, so congratulations. And again, thank you for being on the show, Kimmie. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I really enjoyed being here. I really enjoy my Instagram. And after all the complaining I might have done, I really do enjoy being an entrepreneur and business owner. And I really love talking with you about it.
All right. It didn't sound like complaining at all. We can tell you enjoy it. Obviously, you had to force yourself to get a hobby just to get away from it. So we know you enjoy it. And again, everybody, check out Kimmie's Instagram at least. And so rewind the video, find all those platforms. It's at kimmieBiz on Instagram, KimmieBiz. On Instagram. Check it out and continue watching the People Cooler Than Me show, where I interview people who are passionate and I never run out of people who are cooler than me. So get ready. We'll have another episode in a week, folks. In the meantime, keep grinding, keep working hard, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Thanks, Kimmie. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.